Deep beneath the New York metropolitan region, engineers are assembling two machines so large that each one weighs 1,680 tons and stretches roughly 500 feet from end to end. At the front, a steel cutterhead almost 29 feet wide will grind through the hard rock of the Palisades. Behind it, an entire moving factory will remove the broken rock, steer the machine, and build a permanent concrete tunnel, all while the ground above remains in place. But how can a machine this massive move through solid rock with such precision? This is how tunnel boring machines work.
A tunnel boring machine, usually called a TBM, is often described as a giant underground drill, but that description misses most of what it actually does. Only the front of the machine cuts. Everything behind it supports a continuous construction process. The TBM supplies power, removes excavated material, ventilates the work area, monitors its position, transports concrete segments, and installs the tunnel wall.
For the Palisades section of the Hudson Tunnel Project, two single-shield TBMs will excavate two parallel rail tunnels through approximately 1 mile of hard, abrasive rock. Each machine is expected to build about 30 feet of tunnel per day. That may sound slow until you understand that the machine is not simply making a hole, it is leaving a precisely aligned, structurally supported tunnel behind it. And that process begins where the rock meets the cutterhead.
The discs on a hard rock cutterhead do not slice through stone like the teeth of a saw. Each hardened steel disc rolls across the tunnel face while hydraulic cylinders force the entire cutterhead forward. That concentrates enormous pressure along a very narrow contact line. The rock first compresses, then small fractures form beneath the disc and spread outward. As neighboring cutters pass, those fractures intersect, and pieces of rock break away from the face.
The cutterhead rotates continuously, allowing every disc to follow its own circular path. Openings in the cutterhead collect the broken material, known in tunneling as muck, and guide it toward the machine's internal conveyor. Cutting hard rock creates intense heat, vibration, and wear. The discs must therefore be inspected and replaced during planned maintenance stops. Cutter condition, penetration rate, torque, and vibration also reveal something valuable: what kind of rock the machine is actually encountering.
But rotating the cutterhead is only half the challenge. To break the rock, the entire machine must push forward with extraordinary force. Cut, push, remove, build, grout, repeat.
Electric motors rotate the cutterhead through a massive main drive and bearing, but the force pressing the cutters into the rock comes from hydraulic thrust cylinders arranged around the inside of the shield. In a single shield TBM, those cylinders push against the most recently completed concrete lining ring. As the cylinders extend, the steel shield and cutterhead advance. The completed tunnel behind the machine becomes the reaction surface that allows the machine to move forward.
The shield is more than a body around the machinery. It acts as a temporary steel roof, protecting workers and equipment from freshly exposed ground until the permanent lining can be installed. Operators can also adjust the force produced by different groups of cylinders. A little more extension on one side changes the machine's direction, allowing a structure weighing more than 1,000 tons to follow a carefully designed curve.
Meanwhile, every fragment broken from the face must be removed at exactly the right rate. These long lines passing through the TBM are hydraulic pipes. They're delivering power to systems that cut, push, remove, build, grout, repeat.
As broken rock falls behind the cutterhead, it lands on a conveyor running through the center of the machine. That conveyor transfers the muck onto a longer system extending across the trailing gantries and back toward the tunnel entrance. This flow must remain continuous. If the cutterhead breaks rock faster than the conveyors can carry it away, material begins accumulating inside the machine. Excavation then has to slow or stop completely.
The logistics operate in both directions. Broken rock travels out, precast concrete segments, replacement cutters, pipes, cables, tools, and supplies travel in. The TBM is therefore not one isolated machine. It is the front end of a moving underground supply chain. And the most precise operation occurs just behind the shield, where separate pieces of concrete become a permanent tunnel.
After advancing approximately the width of one lining ring, a single shield TBM pauses excavation. The thrust cylinders retract, creating space for the next section of tunnel wall. Curved precast concrete segments are delivered to the front of the machine. A powerful rotating erector arm lifts each segment and positions it inside the tail of the shield. One piece follows another until the final key segment locks the circular ring together. Gaskets between the segments help seal the joints against groundwater. As the machine moves ahead, grout is pumped into the narrow annular space between the excavated rock and the outside of the concrete lining. This fills voids, supports the new ring, and limits ground movement. The thrust cylinders then press against the new ring, the cutter head starts again, and the next excavation stroke begins. Cut, push, remove, build, grout, repeat. This is the central rhythm of a single shield tunnel boring machine. The machine advances by pushing away from the tunnel it has just constructed. But most of its 500-foot length is still behind us.
The long train of platforms behind the shield is called the backup system. It carries nearly everything the excavation process needs. High-voltage electricity arrives from the surface and passes through transformers. Hydraulic power units operate the thrust cylinders and segment handling equipment. Cooling circuits remove heat from motors, bearings, and electronics. Ventilation ducts deliver fresh air. Pumps manage water. Workshops support maintenance. Conveyors carry rock toward the portal, while transport systems bring new lining segments forward. The control cabin links all of these systems. Operators watch the cutter head load, thrust pressure, conveyor flow, temperatures, vibration, ventilation, and tunnel alignment in real time. If any critical system stops, the whole underground factory stops with it.
And because the machine is moving through rock with no view of the surface, knowing its exact position is an engineering problem of its own. A guidance system constantly compares the TBM's actual position with the tunnel's designed centerline. Survey instruments behind the machine reference fixed points, while a target mounted inside the TBM measures its orientation and displacement. The operator sees any deviation in pitch, yaw, and roll. Corrections must be gradual. A tunnel boring machine cannot turn sharply, and a tiny angular error can become a major alignment problem hundreds of feet later. By adjusting individual thrust cylinders, the operator changes the direction of the shield a fraction at a time. Measurements are checked again after every advance. The Hudson Project's Palisades machines contain more than 1,000 sensors monitoring position, component wear, underground air quality, and other operating conditions. This data helps the crew protect the machine, but it also helps engineers understand the ground before they can physically see it. And rock is not the only ground a tunnel boring machine may face. The first pair of 1,680-ton machines is designed for the hard rock of the Palisades in New Jersey. When those machines finish their 1-mile drives, they will be removed through the Hudson County access shaft in Weehawken. A different pair of mixed-ground machines will be used for the approximately 7,250-foot section beneath the Hudson River, where conditions can change from rock to soft, water-saturated soil. In that environment, leaving the excavation face open could allow water and soil to rush into the tunnel. Pressurized-Face TBMs solve this by sealing the area behind the cutter head and maintaining carefully controlled support pressure against the ground. Depending on the machine design, conditioned soil may leave through a regulated screw conveyor, or excavated material may be mixed into slurry and pumped to the surface. In both systems, the removal rate and chamber pressure must remain balanced. Too little pressure can destabilize the face. Too much can heave the ground above. The TBM must excavate while continuously managing an invisible contest between earth pressure, water pressure, and machine force. So how does a tunnel boring machine work? The cutter head rotates. Disc cutters concentrate force into the rock until it fractures. Openings collect the broken material, and conveyors carry it away. Hydraulic cylinders push the shield forward against the last completed lining ring. The machine pauses, an erector installs a new ring of precast concrete, and grout fills the space outside it. Guidance systems measure the new position.
Operators correct the alignment, and the cycle begins again. For the Palisades machines, that coordinated process is expected to create roughly 30 feet of finished tunnel each day. Every foot demands cutting power, structural support, material transport, ventilation, surveying, data processing, and human judgment, all operating hundreds of feet from daylight.
A tunnel boring machine does not merely dig through the earth. It carries an entire factory through a tunnel that did not exist moments before, and uses the tunnel it has just built to push itself toward the next section of ground. The Cutterhead may be the face everyone recognizes, but the real engineering achievement is the precise coordination of every system behind it. That is how a 1,680-ton machine can disappear underground and leave behind one of the most important pieces of infrastructure a city will ever use. If you want to see what is happening inside the world's greatest machines, subscribe to How Engineering Works. The next machine is already waiting to be opened.